Jason Curry, Bio 225, Week 3, Lab 5, Exercise 1, Direct and Negative Stains. So basically with Exercise 1, you want to create a sterile area. From that point, you get a slide. You label it Direct, M, and 1. Direct means you're going to do a direct stain. M stands for mouth, and 1 stands for the first slide. So basically, you're gonna take your slide, label that on there, flip the slide over, dime size circle, flip it back over. Your slide's ready to go. From that point, you take a sterile swab and you basically brush your teeth and gums with it. You place that on the slide and you smear it onto the swab onto the slide, and you let air in a circular motion. Then you let air dry. From that point, from after it air dries, you let it to heat. You heat fix it. So you take a candle and then you pass it through 5 times, almost indirectly. After you do that, you let it cool. Then you take a stain, I think it's called crystal violet, and you allow it to sit for a minute, and then you rinse the slide at an angle on your slide tray, which I use the solo cup. Then you blot with a towel to kind of let dry, and then you get your second slide. You label that 2, negative M. 2 stands for the second slide. The negative means the negative stem, and the M means your sample is your mouth again. Again, you flip it over, do the dime side circle, flip it back over, and then you're going to take a drop of the Congo red stain and place it onto the circle area of the slide. And you take your swab and use your mouth and gum sample. You place it onto the slide. You kind of agitate it, and then you get another slide kind of at a 30-degree angle, and you slide it through, basically removing all the Congo red from the slide. And then you allow that to dry. Right, so that would be exercise 1. Exercise 2, you get your slide, you label it E. coli. You get your cerevisiae slide, you label it, and your epidermis slide, you label it. You get your nutrient broth that you made from week 2, and you bring that into the field. You sterilize your area again, and then you take basically a loop, and you add it to alcohol, let it kind of dry for 30 seconds, or let it kind of disinfect for 30 seconds, and you kind of shake dry and make sure there's no alcohol on the loop. And then you open your first sample, which would be the E. coli in this matter, and you get your candle and you basically flame the lip, sterilize it. Once you flame the lip, you take your loop, add it into the broth, and then you pull it out, and then you add that whatever liquid is on the loop onto the slide. And then from that point, you flame lip the broth, get it out of the way, and you let the slide air dry. Once it's dry, again, you get your candle and you heat fix it. You kind of indirectly apply the heat to about 5 times. You allow it to cool, and you repeat those steps for the other 2 broths, the cerevisiae and the epidermis. Then you take each sample, and you're going to do this for each sample. You get your staining tray, which for me was the solo cup, and you put it on the thing, and then you added 2 drops of the crystal violet stain. Let it wait 1 minute. From 1 minute, you got just basic tap water, and you rinsed it off. And then after you did that, you put it back on the staining tray, Then you get 3 drops of the PVP iodine, and you let it wait for 1 minute. Get your tap water and gently rinse it off. After that, you get 3 drops of the decolorizer. You wait 30 seconds and you rinse. And then one more, you add 3 drops of the Safarian rinse, and or Safarian, and then you rinse it with the tap water, and you let basically the slides dry. You repeat that pattern again. So you did the epidermis, the cervicii, and the E. coli. And that would be your exercise 2.